Welcome to Just Pure Talk with DJ Akai and Truck Sam. A little short people today, but we'll get right to it. So, what have you been up to this week, Truck Sam?
I finally got home after 3 months being out, so I can't complain.
Yep,
So,
that's it.
yeah,
Just driving. It's real exciting.
just driving, delivering freight.
Okay, I've been working on my cabin up in the mountains, fixing little things here and there. Primary structure's done, stained, floors are done, furniture's moved in. Now I'm just fixing little things. Until I can get more money. I had some really good friends help me out, and I ended up with getting farther along than I expected to. So I actually ran out of cash, which is kind of a cool thing to have happen because I'm like a year ahead of schedule, which is awesome. So I can't thank those guys enough. So what do we got up here in the thing? I guess the most pressing thing right now is Jamaica. Jamaica really got pounded with some hurricanes. Have you been seeing that? I mean, they got like the death tolls going up. Like people are, I think it was like last count I saw was like 30 something people died, but they're like their infrastructure is just destroyed, from what I understand.
Well, the only thing is, they live in a hurricane-prone area. You figure they had this worked out by now a little bit. I mean, it's sad that people died, yes, but they live in
Like
a
worked out how?
Well, we have got down to where we have less buildings crumbling when it comes to earthquakes. Tornadoes, we have, set up shelters. We know what to expect. Same thing
Okay.
with hurricanes. So it's like you figured they'd have most of this worked out where they'd have shelters. They would have more robust infrastructure to handle more, like Japan.
Who
They can handle,
who pays for all that?
the people do if they want it. They have to pay for it if they want to have stable infrastructure. So it's something where they need to get
Do
their
you know
act
what
together.
the GDP of Jamaica is?
No,
Do you know how much money the country of Jamaica makes a year?
no.
In 2024, they made 19.93 billion. That's it. 19.93 billion.
Yeah, I'm not saying they have to get it done all 1 year. This could be spread out where the infrastructure could be, when it's getting, because a lot of stuff over there, my understanding is aging and redone it. And a lot of that stuff they could have redone over time to build up to
And
where it can
there's
handle more.
2.83 million people that live there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is the infrastructure bad? Well, obviously, if it got blown down by a hurricane. But the amount of stuff that I guess they need to figure out where all the money's going.
Yeah, and they need to figure
And
out, okay, is there
and allocate it appropriately to like, hey, we're burying these power lines. We're burying this, that. We're making concrete schools. We're making concrete this and that. But I think overall, a lot of those countries down there, because now it's heading to the Bahamas. That same storm.
Mm-hmm.
But you also got to look into some of these people literally live in shacks. If you want to see destitute and poor, go to Jamaica. Get in a cab and drive around. Now, there's nice areas of Jamaica and there's poor areas of Jamaica. The poor areas of Jamaica make our poor areas look like middle class. There'll be 12, 15 dudes in a single room house. And all of them family, all of them related somehow.
The only thing is, how did the storm hit that place? I mean, it's where.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how if you're not making any money, if you can't get a job, how are you going to fix your own personal infrastructure when the country can't obviously fix its own personal infrastructure? Because there's a lot of corruption in Jamaica too.
Mm-hmm. As usually the primary issue of any government, there's always corruption.
Always corruption. Always corruption. So, but like I said, I mean, I feel sorry for these people, and the death toll is rising because they're finding more people under debris and this, that, and the other thing. But I guess they just got pounded. And
well, that I feel
my
sorry
buddy,
that people die. Yes,
my Doc was just down there. He left like a day or two before the hurricane hit. He was down there visiting family. So, he's at work right now, but that's why he can't be on the show tonight. But he was just down there, and he got it out of there just before the hurricanes hit. And he got lucky. He got a flight out. Him, his wife, the baby, they all got a flight out. But from what I understand, Grandma's still stuck there. So, but Grandma lives there. So hopefully she's doing all right. Hopefully she's doing all right. Well, that's all we can do is just hope and pray. So
yeah, but it's something where you got to look at, okay, what's causing this problem not being big?
It's not the people's fault. It's not the people's fault. Look, no, it's not the people's fault.
It's a three-edged sword, Sam.
Okay, how is it the people's fault?
For not making accountability of their politicians or
explain it.
Whoever's working together. I am explaining if you let me be quiet.
I'm listening. I want an explanation.
Be quiet and you'll hear it. People make.
I said I wanted an explanation.
I'm giving you an explanation.
Okay, and that's what I wanted. So give it to me instead of smell mouthing me.
Be quiet, and you will.
I will
get their politics.
What?
If the politicians, if the people,
you're going to give me an attitude?
Oh yes, I will.
I'll end this thing so fast, dude. I won't care.
Well, you're the one who asked for an explanation. You interrupted me.
Okay, don't tell me to shut up. Go.
Stop being me.
No.
Go.
And it's that easy. So we can go on to that. So I'm not going to put up with it. Ask for an explanation. I get an attitude. I'm not going to put up with it. I don't need it. So off we go. Excitement. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to cover these protests in Ireland. So from what I'm understanding, it's really boiling over. And what the triggering event is a 26-year-old asylum seeker sexually assaulted a young girl near the City West Hotel, which is got a bunch of asylum seekers there migrants trying to get into Ireland. And there's been a lot of issues with migrants in Ireland, and the Irish are not happy. So the place is on fire. Because the immigrants are straining social services. They're, have a lot of past incidents where they've assaulted and raped and stolen, and people are just getting tired of it. So I don't blame them for what they're doing. But the government is going to have to step in and either remove the migrant problem or bring the migrant problem down to an acceptable level, or not allow migrants in like Poland's doing until they get their own country and affairs in order, which I don't blame them if that's what they do. There's a lot of countries out there that you can't even get into. You got to have a visa. You got to apply a year in advance. If you show up unannounced, you go straight to jail. I mean, it's not like when you illegally come to America, you can just travel around and get free healthcare and free money. Still haven't figured that one out. All right. So you can get into the chat on, the chat's on YouTube and restream it. The restream is all tied into that. So next thing we're going to cover is government shutdown. This one I've been following a lot. So 28 days, the government's been shut down now for the United States. There's actually a whitehouse.gov government shutdown clock. I didn't even know this thing existed till today. It's a pretty cool website. You can find your representative, send them a letter to cut a clean CR bill, which is a continuing resolution bill. A lot of news agencies and people are finally starting to figure out that it's the Democrats that are holding everything up. The Republicans want to do a clean CR bill, and the Democrats want to continue to add more fluff and bacon and pork it up as much as possible, instead of just, hey, let's finance the government and send it forward. So I don't see, and I see a lot of articles coming out now where the Democrats are losing steam, and we'll see what happens with them. We will see what happens with them. But that's this government shutdown. I mean, there's a lot of people that are really affected by this too. People with SNAP benefits aren't going to get their check at the end of the month to go buy groceries. Government employees are not going to get it paid. There's a lot of, government agency people that aren't getting paid, that are still working. But there's also a lot of government agency people furloughed right now. I guess that's the correct term, where they're not working, but when the government comes back on, they'll come back to work and get back paid, which I don't understand how that works. They're getting paid for not working, for just sticking around. I don't get that. If they were working this whole time, not getting paid, and when the government came back online, they got their back pay, be totally with that. I totally understand that. There is a Republican that put forth a bill that if the government is not working, then you should not have to pay federal taxes while they're not working, which I think is pretty cool, because they're talking about like 30 days. They'd be like a whole month of federal taxes that you wouldn't have to pay. That would be awesome. So I like they're spending it appropriately, right, guys? So we could go on to the next thing here is I live in the state of Colorado, and our governor, Jared Polis, and his people thought it would be a wonderful idea to release wolves into the state of Colorado. A bunch of people in the state voted for it, primarily in the Denver corridor, voted to release these wolves. And when they released these wolves, they released them in the rural areas. Well, of course, predation's going to take place. People are going to lose cows or livestock to the wolves. And they set up a fund to pay the farmer out, but the farmer doesn't always get paid like he's supposed to, because some other animal will come up and tear it up, and then they'll argue that it wasn't a wolf, it was some other animal that ate it too. But now they're saying is that Colorado broke federal law by the way they imported these wolves into the state of Colorado, which would be interesting to see what happens and how far it's going to go. Because it should go all the way up to taking down the governor. And then, we'll see how that goes. Probably not going to go well. Probably a bunch of people that broke the law, they're going to get away with it because nothing ever happens to politicians. They always seem to get away with it. I don't know why it is. They always get away with it. Feds are cutting the interest rate. It's going to be the second time this year. They dropped it another quarter point. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I think the interest rate's way too high. I still have reserve questions on why in the United States we have the Federal Reserve when it's not a federal entity because it's a private bank run by 5 families. And when you look into it, it's kind of odd that it's a government organization that we can't audit. We can't see how the stuff's being spent or activated or used. So it'll be curious to see what goes on there. Because the federal fund rate stands between 3.75 and 4 in 2022. And now it's up at like 5 and something right now. Where is it? I missed it. Went down a quarter point. So, in the funny news, we have dogs at Chernobyl. Oh, what's this? Well, we don't have to do that. He won't be coming back. Dogs at Chernobyl are turning up blue now. And they can't figure out why. I wonder if the radiation is doing something to the dogs or if somebody is spray painting them or dyeing them blue so they can find them. I don't know. Do not know. It's a pretty crazy picture. In other news, there's an Australian surfer that rode a wave for 8 hours, 5 minutes, and 44 seconds. It's a long time to be on a surfboard. It's one of those man-made waves. And then I would hate to have been in the store on this one. But a monkey got loose inside of a Spirit of Halloween store in Texas and tore things up. Looks pretty good. October 28th, there was a World War I message in a bottle found on a beach in Australia. To his mother. So we'll see where that goes. And then I was Instagram the Blue Dogs and Jamaica, and I am out of stories right now. And I am going to end this stream early today because I've got to go deal with some issues. And I'm sure my phone is exploding right now. Truck Sam probably will not be back, but I will not put up with that attitude. So I will talk to you all later. Sign off. Have a good one.